So you can draw your design for your mountains, but you can also just cut directly. It's really hard to undo a cut, so if you are not sure, you might want to draw it with pencil first, and you can then always turn it over. This is my second layer, and I think I can just do this and make it a little bit taller if you want. And you can use a stapler and gently staple it so it will stay together before you start to sew it. So here's the beginning of my landscape made with foam so far. Here's another one. It's done in the same way. You can see there's a lot of different ways to do it. All right, now I'm going to pick the color I want to use, and you fold it and then push it through the hole in the plastic needle. And then if you just leave enough off, you don't actually have to tie it. You don't want it to be too long or it will be really hard to work with. So I usually cut mine to about a foot and a half or so. You can hold that first string with your finger while you sew until you've sewn enough that it sticks on its own. I'm going to draw a design. If you want to have a specific kind of shape, it's easier to do it if you have a little bit of a drawing there. So I just used a white colored pencil. There's a lot of variety of things. You can try things out and see what works. I don't want it to be too bright of a mark because I want to create the line with the thread. This is a back stitch, so basically you go in and then you go back through the hole that you ended on before, and that makes it so there's no gaps. It's not zigzaggy, it's just a continuous line. Oh, it's super fun. Oh, I have to put a new color on because I ran out of that one. And I'm going to try something else. I'm going to do a series of parallel lines to kind of fill the space and create a different kind of texture. And that's the fun thing about stitching is you can just try a bunch of different things and see what you end up liking. Sometimes it gets stuck on the thing, just pull it up. If you make a mistake and you can't figure out what you did, the easiest thing to do is just put the needle backwards through the hole it came through, and you can kind of undo a couple of threads to figure out what went wrong. Here I folded it again, I'm pulling it through. And I'm just going to kind of play around. I'm reusing some of the holes I've already made, kind of connecting it to the bits I've already created. And now I'm doing another back stitch, just wandering around, enjoying the texture and the color and the form. Right now I'm doing an X shape. It's like a back stitch, but it makes an X, and then you go into the hole that was on the other side of the X, if that makes sense. It's kind of hard to see, but it's pretty fun. I'm just kind of play with the rest of that color that I have until I'm done with the thread. All right, now I'm going to do one that I thought was pretty cool. You start by making a sort of star shape with everything radiating out from the center. All right, and then I'm going to choose another color, fold it, and pull it through. Start kind of in the middle, and then I'm going to go through so that I can kind of have it more solid before I start to weave. So now I'm going to go under and over, under and over. So under, over, under. And just keep on going in a circle and pulling it. Under, over, under. You need to have an odd number of arms on your star for this to work. So you can't have 6 or 8. You need to have 5, 7, 9, and kind of a lot. And then it will automatically alternate between over and under, which is how you get kind of some of that cool woven texture here. When I'm done, I'm just going to pull it through the foam again, and then I'm going to make a couple of decorative stitches. Pulling it through after I fold it. This time I'm going to tie the knot, but you really don't have to do that. It's the only time I've actually done it. And then I'm going to keep on playing. So remember, you hold the string until it's a little bit more solid. Or you can tape it with a little tiny, tiny piece of tape. And I'm just enjoying myself, kind of filling the landscape with texture and fun. It's really enjoyable, really relaxing. And if you don't like what you've done, you can just undo it. If you make a tear, you can just sew the layers together. It's not really a big deal. Low stakes, no worries. This is a great place to make mistakes and fix them and try different things. Here I'm going to draw in another shape. And I was going to show you a cool way that I put it together, but unfortunately I was not holding my landscape up to the camera correctly. But I can probably show you some other videos that will show you a similar thing. But it is basically super fun to try a bunch of things. Just experiment and see what you get.